Chiefs via Zoom.
Can I get a seconder?
Second.
And we'll wait for the discussion. Well, it's 6 o'clock, right? It says 6 o'clock Edmonton time, but it's the same as ours, so not sure where they are. And she's waiting for everybody to join.
And that's using the link they sent us.
Yeah. Shut it down, restart it. They're not there yet.
Did they give you a Zoom call? They did.
No, she gave me a Zoom. Well, if there's 20 of them, she's probably waiting for each of them to,
Come on.
yeah.
Council members too?
She just said there's approximately 20 of them.
Wow.
And you won't be speaking until you're spoken. Just to let you know that.
Are you emailing her?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna.
So my grandson turned 22 today. Did he?
Wow.
He's the youngest one.
Wow.
Yeah. Matthew will be 29 this year. Logan will be 25. Oh, jeez. The girls are both 18. Caden is 22.
Richard, I've asked you about your phone.
He'll be 23 this year. Can't turn off the window.
Well, the camera's on.
There's two other people here with phones on.
I don't.
They're on their phone.
I don't hear it ticking.
Oh, that's easy to fix.
Then fix it.
Well, I'll fix it when next time I decide to use it.
Ken, or Chris, can he be removed because he's being disrespectful?
It's your
Do I
meeting,
call
your
the
worship.
worship?
It's up to you.
I object to that.
Why? He's being disrespectful.
And it's working both ways.
I asked him not to use his phone. The tick, tick, tick went on the camera last time.
Yeah.
And I've asked him now not to do that. And he continues. So that's disrespectful.
I don't think we need to have RC to do it.
I can't hear you, Don.
I said I don't think we need to have RC.
Well, if it continues, we will call him. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If it continues, that's what'll happen.
Do you have audio?
Who's all in front of you? I see Sandy. Okay. 20.
Can you turn
I don't know. No, I just see Sandy. Okay. Sandy?
Hi. Oh,
Who else is there? Just her?
Yeah.
That's the same issue I have too.
And now all we have is
Hello.
Sandy Stokes.
hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah?
Okay, so I'm here with council.
Okay.
You have all of
Welcome.
Coos council.
Welcome, Marlene, Mayor McKetty,
Okay, we're gonna start with, an opening, and then I'll go into introductions. I'll introduce leadership.
okay,
Then I'll have you introduce your council who's there. And Ken Cameron will be speaking.
okay, thank you.
And Gary. Councilor Oker will open.
Gina Hawas Jinica, Tom J. Thompson, Nachi, and everyone in So we'd like to honor our ancestors with a song, prayer song, so that we have our minds together and our hearts, and right?
Gary. Okay, so let you guys know who's all on the call today. We have Councilor Reno, Crawford River First Nation. She's also a proxy chief for Kirk Takoza. Shona Nelson, band administrator for Doig River First Nation. Councilor Brinkworth, Doig River First Nation. Chief Charlene Gale, Fort Nelson First Nation. Councilor Eureka Owens, Soto First Nations. Chief Darlene Hunter, Halfway River First Nation. Chief Justin Napoleon, Soto First Nations. Councilor Gary Oker, Doig River First Nation. Councilor William Field, Halfway River First Nation. Liz Logan, Fort Nelson First Nation member, as well as the band administrator over there. Councilor Ken Cameron, Soto First Nations. Councillor Linda Brady, Halfway River First Nation. Chief Roland Wilson, West Moberly First Nations. Councillor Junior Davis, Drug River First Nation. Councillor Brittany Brinkworth. Councillor Fallon Gaucher, Soda First Nations. Chief Trevor McCadahey, Drug River First Nation. And Estelle Lavis, Soda First Nations Band Manager. And I'm Martin Garias, Executive Director here at the Treaty 8 Tribal Association. So Sandy, I'll have you introduce who's in the room with you over there.
I have Councillor Barb Smith, Councillor Donna White, Mayor Lorraine McKetty, and Councillor Marlene Hebert, as well as myself, Sandy Stokes, Corporate Officer, and the CAO, Chris Leggett. And we have 3 people in the chambers with us, guests.
Thank you for joining us tonight. This is kind of in response to Mayor McKetty's request to meet with the Council of Treaty 8 Chiefs last week. We're going to have Councillor Ken Cameron speak to after I have a letter to read on behalf of leadership. Can you make it bigger? To the Village of Pooskoopi, attention Mayor and Council. RE, call for resignation of Pooskoopi Mayor. Treaty 8 Tribal Association is deeply committed to welcoming people from all cultures and identities into our territories, working towards shared economic prosperity for all, and fostering a healthy environment. Consistent with these core values, we are committed to 1, eliminating all forms of racism, including anti-Indigenous racism, and 2, addressing the impacts of colonialism, the legacy of residential schools, and advancing the process of reconciliation, including by implementing the Truth and Reconciliation Commissioner's 94 calls to action. We'll continue to work towards implementing and achieving our core values, including by working collaboratively with federal, provincial, and municipal governments. Indeed, there are a number of recent examples of us working together on the pathway towards reconciliation. We wish to continue and deepen the work. A key to our mutual success will be ongoing and continued leadership that reflects our core values and certain core principles, such as the recognition and implementation of our Indigenous rights and treaty rights, respect, trust, and cooperation. Unfortunately, Ms. McKetty's ongoing conduct since her election in 2016 does not reflect any of our core values or principles. Recent developments make it impossible for us to work with Ms. McKetty in her role as Mayor of Pooskoopi moving forward. Ms. McKetty's posts on social media reflect a deeply ingrained racism against Indigenous peoples. It also appears to us that her commitment to undergo cultural sensitivity training is merely window dressing. Moreover, Ms. McKetty's conduct and comments in her official capacity as Mayor of Pooskoopi in connection with the Northwind Wellness Center's efforts to create an addiction recovery community housing project using the former Peace Haven building in Pooskoopi, the NWWC had purchased, have further perpetuated existing stigma against addictions and treatment recovery, as well as stereotypes associated with Indigenous peoples in this regard. There is no place for such racist, inappropriate, and hateful conduct in British Columbia. As the leaders of our respective communities, we feel the need to stand up against this anti-Indigenous racism and advocate for zero tolerance regarding such shocking and unacceptable behavior. For these reasons, and in the spirit of working together, the Treaty 8 Tribal Association stands together with other leaders of the Peace region to unconditionally denounce Ms. McKetty's actions and comments, and to demand her immediate resignation as Mayor of Pooskoopi. We would be pleased to meet with the Pooskoopi Council to discuss how we can continue to work together to build a prosperous future for our respective communities. Sincerely, Chief Trevor McCadahey, Third River First Nation, Chief Charlene Gale, Fort Nelson First Nation, Chief Darlene Hunter, Halfway River First Nation, Chief Kirk Jacoza, Councillor Jacqueline Reno, Prophet River First Nation, Chief Justin Napoleon, Soto First Nations, Chief Roland Wilson, West Moberly First Nations. Councillor Ken Cameron.
Thank you. I guess I just have a few short things to say and then I'll pass it back to you, but it's so very hard for us to believe that a person like Mayor Machete would, person in leadership would make statements that would actually add fuel to more racism. Like, we all went through this before with, during the Caribou Agreement signing and, during the public engagements and stuff when we all there was a kind of a horrible time for a lot of our people, and it was because of racism and misinformation that was going out there, and this is happening again. And I was totally amazed and angered at how disrespectful that the mayor treated Richard Minnow when he was trying to speak at the council chambers at the council meeting the other day. So, coming from Soto First Nation, all of us at Soto Chief and Council, we totally agree that there's only one answer coming from us, and that is for you to respectfully step down. So thank you. Back to you, Marlene.
Thank you, Councillor Cameron. So, this letter will be sent via email to the CEO, Chris Leggett. And if there's anyone else who would like to make any comments?
I would like to say something, Marlene. This is Chief Trevor McCadahey. Mayor and Council, Mayor, your post has diminished the positive relationships Doig has strived for within the Peace region. We recognize it as only a reflection of the past dealings with you as a gatekeeper for the healing center we wanted in Poos. Your posts have hurt many in the past few weeks. The family of Poos Kupi, last name Poos Kupi, is part of our nation. As the chief of Horse Lake, he was part of our nation for many, many years, and now rests in our community. In our eyes, the city was named after him. And I just want to say that we commend the council of Poos Kupi in the realization of the implications on the city for the mayor's actions. It's very disheartening that we get to realize that racism still lives, and I understand from your post, the pictures that were on that post are from a community that's living in third world conditions with the boil water advisory. Those pictures shouldn't have been posted, and they were well known, those pictures, by a lot of First Nation people. That's all I'd like to say.
Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you, Chief McCadahey.
I can't read it. Chief McCannahy, sorry.
Anyone else? Okay.
Marlene, I'll say a few words. Chief Charlene Gale from Fort Nelson First Nation. Hi, Mayor and Council. Just wanted to address what had happened here and just say that the Indigenous people of Treaty 8 have been working diligently for thousands of years to ensure that we built relationships within our own communities. And when treaty was signed, we have been working in collaboration with our partners for many of years. And we continue to want to do that and welcome newcomers to our territory to be able to live in peace and harmony. And in Fort Nelson, the treaty was signed in 1910, and it's a peace and friendship treaty. It's not a cede and surrender treaty. And that's very important to remember, because in this day and age, with the implementation of UNDRIP that has been adopted by the province of BC, it's really important that we all come together to work to these initiatives. And every year, our people come together in their villages and celebrate the signing of the treaty. And, you know, it's really important to us that we honor that and we carry that forward for future generations. And with that, we celebrate with our members and our friends from the territory. So I just wanted to let the people of Pouce Coupe know that they're more welcome into our communities. These are open events to learn about our people and our culture. So I just wanted to offer that. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Gale.
Hi, this is Chief Darlene Hunter on behalf of the First Nation. Welcome, Mayor and Council of Pouce Coupe. I would like to just say that how we conduct ourselves personally and business-wise is lumped in one thing. It's you're looked upon personally and business-wise, no matter what you do or where you are. So I feel that what you said about it was a personal post, that doesn't matter. It's still racial to me. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Hunter.
Hi, it's Justin Napoleon, Chief of Soto First Nation, so Mayor and Council from Pouce Coupe. Just wanted to say that I was filled with great sadness when I seen the post. And people say, oh, it's just social media, but it's not. And especially coming from a leadership role to post something as insensitive like that, it pushes misconceptions on an entire people. That isn't true. And my kids and my brother's kids got to go to school and have this misconception about them already be made by people that don't know them. And posts like that are what keep enforcing this racist behavior and making people think that it's okay to post that stuff, or that it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal. And it represents a viewpoint of an entire people that is not true. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Napoleon. Anyone else? All right. With that, we'll close the meeting. And thank you again, Mayor and Council, for attending tonight.
Before we end, Marlene, I just want to see if there's any comment from Sandy Stokes' side.
Councillor, I'm Richard Minault. I'd like to speak.
He's actually in the gallery, Marlene.
Is she talking to you?
She was talking to Sandy.
Okay, I thought she was asking for Councilor Marlene.
No, Marlene. It's Marlene up there.
Okay.
She was asking for Sandy.
Asking if anybody here has comments.
Okay.
Sorry, it's Chief Charlene Gale. I was just asking on Sandy's computer, because it comes up on our screen, we can't see who's all in the room there. Is there anybody that would like to address the Treaty 8 Tribal Association Chiefs and Council and Elders tonight?
This is Richard Minault. I would like to speak, please, if that's okay.
Thank you. If you could just state your names so we can see who's up. Sure. Thank you.
Marty Greenberg, Lorraine McKetty.
Donna White.
Barb Smith.
Richard Minalt, Les Randall, and reporter Rob Brown. Counselor, may I have your permission to speak?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Chief and Counsel of the Treaty 8 organization, I give you my sincere and heartfelt thank you and gratitude for you giving your attention to this matter, as this makes a big ripple in the relationship between the First Nations of our area and the non-Indigenous population. With that being said, I'd like to read you a prepared statement. This may take about 3 minutes. Please bear with me. I'll start off by saying this. I have emailed images concerning this whole affair to Halfway and the Soda Band as the last few days. I hope that you have all received them. The following statement is a quick breakdown of the events surrounding the comments and behavior of the Pouce Coupe Mayor, Lorraine McKetty. Mayor McKetty has recently claimed to be on the path to rehabilitation and has expressed what is very widely believed to be hollow and insincere forced apologies by a great number of those that are keenly aware of the circumstances. The belief is that she is claiming to be on the path to rehabilitation because she has been nationally exposed. If she were truly remorseful, these apologies would have come years ago, and she would have addressed her racist views then. I have been advocating for her to resign since she proved herself to be lying about this current situation to the press, to the public, and to me personally after she had given me promises to address this with honesty. The following are documented posts and statements made recently and in the past, and some are portions of her recent comments to the media. I am asking you that you read or that you listen to the material and that you view the YouTube February 22nd, 2021 Pouce Coupe Village Council meeting where her real persona emerged. Comments that follow were made by Pouce Coupe Mayor Lorraine McKetty, where she defends, excuses, justifies, and attempts to diminish her racist comments directed at all First Nations peoples, and she makes other racist comments where she compares herself to Jews back in the day waiting for my cattle car. One of a few that are now public. Comments like these have been posted by her numerous times throughout the years, and it goes to her view that she is entitled and above others that she represents as the Mayor of Pouce Coupe. Her racial attacks are against all First Nation and Métis peoples throughout Canada. The only path moving forward in a positive way begins with her resigning from her position as mayor, where as a public official, she must be held to a higher standard. Mayor McKetty has issued apologies on this issue, yet continues to defend or excuse or dismiss her comments and behavior. She only apologized for the comments referring to Jews back in the day, after those were made public, and that was after she first apologized for the posts that were made public referencing the not all natives are dirty thread on social media, and I'll get that in a second. This indicates her claims of sincerity are disingenuous. The Pouce Coupe Council has already dealt consequences to their mayor to the fullest extent of their authority and cannot legally force her removal. The following excerpts are of her defenses for her racist comments toward First Nations. One CBC article states, Lorraine McKetty, the mayor of Pouce Coupe, BC, insists she is sorry for making the post and says that she will seek cultural sensitivity training, but she also calls for her to step down a part of cancel culture, and that she is being bullied by people opposed to her, some of whom she is considered taking to court. It was Lorraine McKetty, not the mayor, who made these posts, she states. In a public apology letter, she writes, it was directed to address an issue that was not of a cultural nature. The second comment on that thread read, not all natives are dirty. That first one proved to be a lie. In another interview, she states, I have formally apologized for this post and will continue to do so as we all move forward. I love serving Pouce Coupe, its people, and working with our neighbors. This post does not change who I am. Mayor McKetty's other claims, such as it was taken out of context or it was about pipeline protesters, both comments are now public knowledge cited from news sources, are more excuses that she has used to continue to defend her racist comments. In a conversation with Tammy Lee Watson, Soda First Nation residents, Tammy states in part of the conversation, I pointed out that our Treaty 8 First Nations have never protested the pipeline, nor do we live in homes such as those depicted in her post, Mayor McKetty's post. She, referring to Mayor McKetty, proceeds to say, oh, that wasn't directed to the people up here. It was directed to the ones down south, end quote. Her comments relating to the Holocaust were condemned by the Friends of Simon Wiesenthal Center publication, in which they state, the mayor's comparison is grossly inappropriate and offensive, and it minimizes the Holocaust and the horrific atrocities suffered by the Jewish people. Her latest apology is another attempt to smokescreen the public so she can remain as mayor and collect a salary for which she will not be working to her full capacity. She was rightfully stripped of her committee and board seats. To the chief and council, I have emailed screenshots of the initial post of the 4 houses depicting garbage-strewn yards with the caption, don't want pipelines, they want to protect our land, yeah, okay. A following statement by her on that same thread, the other part of this conversation we've had with Rose Supernant of Puskupi. Lorraine says, not all natives are dirty. Her direct quote. She continues right now to deny this. She's saying right now she never said that. I just gave her screenshot of her comment on that social thread. She's still denying it. Chief and Council, I'm leaving this meeting right now. I thank you very much. You have overwhelmed me with your presence here. I thank you so much. On behalf of the First Nations people and the Métis people in the area of Puskupi and Dawson Creek, we owe you a sincere, immeasurable debt of gratitude. With that, I am leaving the meeting. Thank you very much.
Can I just speak? That isn't me. I am not ignoring you, and not all natives are dirty. Your dad's yard was always clean, and when he was alive, can't say much for it now, except everything is getting sold.
Again, she's defending her comments. Chief and Council, I'm gone. Thank you very much. Proof has been sent to all of you. Thank you. Take care. So long.
So this was a conversation about her dad's yard and her yard. This was a conversation back in 2019. So, I'm not understanding. Richard has had a witch hunt out on me since he used to date my daughter or my sister-in-law back in the day, and he's been trying to discredit me. He's been trying since I became mayor. So I don't know what to say. I really don't. You guys take his word for it. But you can talk to anybody, and we have tons and tons of support letters stating that I'm not like that. I am not that person. I work well within the community. Marlene, you want to speak?
I do, because this started with a post. Someone was trying to ask what happened with the Hart Hotel, the Hillcrest, and Cookies. And Roseanne, I guess, she posted something to you personally.
Yes.
That she had, and you went and put it out there thinking it was blackmail.
Yeah.
Roseanne was defending her sister. She was telling you to back down. That's all. And you blew it out of proportion. You threw us all out here. We're on the news in in Germany. Now, how's that?
Ask her for her comments in her messenger.
Who?
Roseanne.
Roseanne was defending Darlene.
I asked her, what's going on, Roseanne? Why are you mad at me? Like, why are you mad at me? And she posted that picture. And then I said, are you blackmailing me? And she said, yes, she is. So I thought, okay, well, I'll send it out there. If you think you're gonna blackmail me, I didn't mean it to be racist at all. I was proving a point that she was trying to blackmail me to say that I think it was a dirty thing.
So you
I am
say...
so sorry that this went viral. I'm so sorry. I have never, ever, ever intended that to be racist. I have never.
You said to Darlene, why? Did you want a room there? Referring to the Hillcrest. Darlene was so taken aback by that. Rosanna was protecting her. That's what sisters do. Your sister protects you.
Barb.
I want to thank Treaty 8 Council for making time for us. I am so sorry and apologetic for our community that have making this so terrible. And council does not support the idea that there's racism. Like, we just don't support the thoughts and what's coming from our mayor. I'm sorry. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to the Pouce Coupe Council, and I think we all know that one person's view doesn't represent an entire community. We don't feel that way. I personally don't feel that way. So I just want you all to understand that from my viewpoint. Thank you.
Chief Napoleon, do you know of any courses that I can take?
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Do you know any courses that I could take? How I'm to learn? Since everybody is saying that I'm racist, and can I learn your culture? Can I come up and learn your culture and find out how you guys actually do it? I have been on the Doig River and I really enjoyed it.
I don't have the answers to fix what's been put out there. I'm sorry. But that's about all I have to say on the topic. Thank you.
Hi, this is Councillor Jacqueline Reno from Prophet River First Nation. I just would like to say something. Now is a little too late to want to learn about First Nations people. You should have done that years ago, right from when you were a child. And now that you're a mayor of Pouce Coupe, majority of those people are First Nations or Métis. I myself was raised there for 1 year. I remember the racist remarks and the constant fighting in the school setting, and it's very upsetting to see this still happening, and from an adult. And now you want to learn about our culture? You should have thought about that before you started posting these things, and it is a little too late.
I grew up on the Monaghan Lake Road, so I spent a lot of time out in Kelly Lake. But I'm asking you guys if I can learn how the Doig River runs their operation, how Prophet River runs their operation, how Halfway runs their operation. I'd like to learn that. And all the other territories.
Okay, so today, after Marlene had the letter, I think what we'll do is we'll make sure that you guys do have a copy on file. And I just also wanted to extend the offer to come to our communities during Treaty 8 celebrations. However, tonight, I think make it very clear that, as stated in our letter, that we are asking for your resignation. And I think the Pouce Coupe Council is more than welcome But Lorraine, I think it would be best if you came to our communities after you stepped down, and we'd be more than welcome to share our culture and who we are as Dene and Beaver and Cree, and yeah, just who we are as people.
I'm sorry, I won't be stepping down because you guys can learn to meet me too. You guys can learn to get to know me too.
Okay, excuse me, this is Councilmember Linda Brady, and all I've heard so far is blame, blame, blame. You're blaming everyone except yourself, and you need to look in the mirror.
I am taking full responsibility. I'm reaching out to you. I am reaching out to you guys. I am taking full responsibility. That's why I reached out to you guys to have a meeting one-on-one with you guys, do a delegation to see how you guys felt and how I could move forward with you guys and continue on serving my community.
All right. Okay, thank you everyone for attending tonight. I appreciate your comments, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Night.
Good night.
Yeah, good one.
Well, I'm not resigning, so I have projects to do, I have things to do, and I'm calling this an adjournment.